Welcome, everyone. This is Jack Cepeda.
And this is Brandon Merriman.
And this is the Lantern's first glance at Sunset Overdrive. And I am extremely excited to bring this game to you and talk about it with you today. It is an Xbox One exclusive. It's developed by Insomniac Games, who is probably most noted for the Ratchet & Clank series, also the Spyro series. Is there another game I can't think about?
There's the Resistance series.
Yep, they brought Resistance to us on the PlayStation 3 here. So they're kind of known for being innovative and coming up with new intellectual properties here for us to kind of delve into and explore. So this game is one of the most noteworthy Xbox One exclusives to come out in this busy fall release season, and it's unique in so many ways.
Yeah, just looking at this, I'm seeing like punk aesthetic with the character that you've created. It's a super colorful world.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like something that you normally see from a big developer right now. Usually it's like an army guy who's running and gunning.
Right. Yeah, it's bright. Yeah, it's bright. It's vibrant. It's humorous. There's a lot of action to it. Yeah,
you're grinding on a fence right now.
I'm grinding on a fence, and I have a gun that shoots vinyl records out at people while I'm also collecting. Yeah, exactly. While I'm also collecting energy drinks. So I mean, video games. What can you say? The only place you can do that kind of stuff.
The energy drinks are the big catalyst in this game for the conflict, right?
Yeah, it goes around that. The storyline goes, it's the future, it's 2027, it's kind of the apocalypse, and that arose from a company called Fizzco, and they released an energy drink called Overcharged Delirium XT, and when people drink it, they kind of turn into these crazy, gruesome zombie blobs that will attack you and try and like spew stuff all over you and explode around you and just basically cause you to have a pretty bad day. So we're looking here at the world. It's a giant open world, big, bright, vibrant scenarios here. The art style is definitely unique, and it kind of harkens back to games of the Dreamcast era. I definitely remember playing games back then about 14 years ago. You had Crazy Taxi, Jet Grind Radio, Space Channel 5, all of those Sega-developed games. Kind of reminds me of Tony Hawk a little bit in a lot of ways, I think, because of the traversal mechanics here. We're within probably the first 2 hours of the game here. We're just kind of being introduced to characters and different capabilities we have, where we would go to locate items and power-ups. And so we're just kind of going through a learning process on how to kind of traverse and what options you do have. So
yeah, from what I understand, this is a game that's all about shooting and getting out, all about going fast, right?
Yeah, if you stopping is death almost. And so with a lot of games, kind of like the Resident Evil series or Gears of War, Uncharted is another noteworthy one by Naughty Dog, and even The Last of Us last year, one of last year's biggest games. You're kind of in cover in those games. You're hunched down behind something, and you're kind of peeking out real quick and trying to pick someone off. This game is completely different from that. If you try and take cover in this game and stop and shoot and sit on and just stand there on your feet, you are going to be taken down right away. The game rewards, creative traversal, creative execution of attacks. It rewards doing things differently than other games. So it's noteworthy for that because it is unique in that regard.
Yeah, what I'm seeing is just a distinct disregard for realism as an ideal.
Completely.
It just looks to change the way that the world works just so it can be more fun. And that's something that I appreciate in the game. It's not like you talked about games where you look for a lot of cover. You're just out in the open. You're just going really fast. I think that's more fun than hiding behind cover.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air, definitely, in a crowded, cover-based shooter market. This is something you're actually, like, bouncing off of cars, as you see there. You're just, you're zip-lining all across the city. And like I said earlier, the developer really knew what was fun about the game and wanted to give you the tools necessary to have fun and play the game in a way that you might not expect it to be played. So one thing that stood out to me right away is how easy it is to actually grasp the controls. I mean, you're really just using the X button and the A button on the Xbox One controller. And so with those two buttons, along with the directional stick, you can perform all of these crazy high-flying stunts and maneuvers here that you're seeing here. It's really not complicated, and it just kind of maximizes it to kind of focus on the experience and not really worry about fumbling with the controls. So I think that's another mark of good gameplay design as well.
Yeah.
Cool. You can customize your main character in this game. You can choose what he looks like. You can choose the gender, the makeup of the character. You can add tattoos, body art, and accessories. So if you're into that,
I noticed your guy looks a little bit like you.
A little bit. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. It's funny that you mentioned that because though they had many options for Caucasians, the Anglo-Saxons, and they had many options for the Native Americans. They didn't have any Native American options. They had options for African Americans. They had one Asian male face. Come on. Come on, Insomniac. One Asian male face. I'm not even Asian, but it was the closest one I could find to match me. I'm not even Asian, and I had to pick that because the choices were, in my opinion, limited. So, come on. I mean, I actually kind of laughed at that when I checked it. Like, really? So, anyways, there's unique enemies. There's the battles are really fun to partake in. The action, the traversal. You might also notice that the music in this game is really cool. It's very unique. They just don't make games like this very often anymore. And I hate to sound cliche when I say that, but callback. It's a modern day version with modern technology of games of another generation.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's that irreverent nature of it. Like, it's not focused on appealing to a really huge audience. It's just trying to be funny. It's trying to be fun, and it's just trying to take a perspective of the developer, what they thought was just going to be a great time, and it totally went for it. You see a lot of games that are developed just so that they'll sell, but there's a real spirit of fun to it.
Yeah, I actually don't think, sadly to say, I'll be honest with you, I don't see this game selling in the millions and millions. I would be happy to see this game make its money back on its investment because it is just so unique and so out there, but it is one of the only Xbox One exclusives coming out this year, and I like the game a lot. I think it's probably going to be a future cult classic game, something that's going to be fondly remembered, but I don't know how it's going to do. I hope the positive reviews out there are enough to carry it. I'm a fan of it. This is just our early impressions, though, so I haven't played more than a few hours of the game, but so far I'm really impressed, and I'm looking forward to playing more. It is, again, an Xbox One exclusive. It's available now. There's probably not going to be any other games quite like Sunset Overdrive coming out this year. It's trying to beat all of the military first-person shooters to market by a few weeks, and so it definitely deserves your attention. And check it out, if anything, just for the novelty of it.
Yeah, it's one of the few games that's made me think, I might want an Xbox.
Again, thanks for watching, everyone. My name is Jack Cepeda.
And this is Brandon Merriman.
And this is The Lantern's first glance at Sunset Overdrive. Thank you.